On May 24, 2025, a harrowing incident unfolded on Interstate 85 in South Carolina when Nathan Orlando Curitin, 38, abducted 24-year-old Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage at gunpoint. This shocking event quickly escalated into a tragic murder-suicide, capturing the attention of law enforcement and the public. Authorities later confirmed the kidnapping through compelling video evidence, solidifying the timeline of this devastating crime that ultimately claimed 2 lives. Curitin forcibly took Marriage, trapping her inside a blue Subaru Impreza. What began as a terrifying abduction rapidly transformed into a fatal confrontation. While Marriage remained inside the vehicle, Curitin heartlessly shot her, ending her life. This senseless act of violence occurred while the vehicle continued to move along the highway, creating a scene of unfolding horror. Following the murder of Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage, Nathan Orlando Curitin then turned the weapon on himself. He took his own life, bringing a definitive and tragic end to the incident. Both individuals were subsequently found deceased from gunshot wounds, confirming the grim outcome of the kidnapping and subsequent shootings. The Malden Police Department immediately launched an investigation into the kidnapping and the resulting murder-suicide. Detectives meticulously gathered evidence, including the crucial video footage that corroborated the abduction claims. Their ongoing efforts aimed to piece together the full sequence of events and understand the motivations behind Curitin's actions, ensuring a thorough examination of this devastating case. This profound tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of violence and its far-reaching impact. The loss of Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage's life in such a brutal manner highlights the critical importance of vigilance and swift law enforcement response in abductions. The Malden Police Department continues its work, seeking answers and closure for everyone affected by this shocking crime. Welcome to lled True Crime Stories, where we examine real and thrilling cases that shake communities to their core. As we always do, we're exploring a case that demonstrates how quickly a bright life can transform into deadly violence. This episode isn't just about recounting a tragedy, it's about understanding the warning signs of domestic violence and learning how to protect ourselves and our loved ones from similar fates. Please subscribe to never miss cases like this. Also like so that more people can see it and share the video with someone to raise awareness. On May 24, 2024, a terrifying incident unfolded on Interstate 85 in South Carolina. Nathan Orlando Curitin, 38, forcibly abducted 24-year-old Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage at gunpoint, initiating a chain of events that culminated in a tragic murder-suicide. This shocking act immediately caught the attention of authorities and set in motion a profound investigation into the circumstances surrounding the deaths of both individuals. Curitin seized Marriage, compelling her into a blue Subaru Impreza. This act of violence initiated a desperate situation for the young woman, as she found herself trapped within the vehicle under the control of her abductor. The public road became the stage for a private terror, unseen by most, but captured by critical surveillance. Inside the moving vehicle, Curitin perpetrated the ultimate act of violence. He shot Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage, ending her life while she remained confined within the Subaru. This horrific killing occurred while the vehicle continued its course, an isolated act of brutality unfolding on a public highway. After murdering Marriage, Nathan Orlando Curitin turned the gun on himself. He fired the weapon, inflicting a fatal wound that claimed his own life. This final, desperate act brought the violent episode to a definitive and tragic close, leaving 2 lives lost and a mystery for investigators to unravel. Authorities discovered both Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin deceased from gunshot wounds inside the Subaru. The immediate scene presented a clear picture of a murder followed by a suicide, prompting law enforcement to secure the area and begin their meticulous work of evidence collection. The Malden Police Department swiftly took charge of the investigation. Their primary objective became to thoroughly understand the events leading up to and including the kidnapping and the subsequent murder-suicide. They initiated a comprehensive process to piece together the narrative from the available evidence. A crucial piece of evidence emerged in the form of video footage. This visual confirmation allowed investigators to conclusively establish that Nathan Orlando Curitin did indeed kidnap Taylor Jenna Lee Marriage at gunpoint. The video provided irrefutable proof of the abduction, solidifying the initial moments of the crime. Investigators continue to delve into the relationship between Kidn and marriage, if any existed, and the precise motive behind his actions. They meticulously analyze every detail, from the movements captured on video to forensic evidence gathered from the scene, striving to build a complete picture of the tragic incident. The Malden Police Department remains committed to their ongoing investigation. They work diligently to uncover every fact and circumstance surrounding this devastating event, ensuring they leave no stone unturned in their pursuit of answers regarding the sudden and violent deaths of Taylor Jenny Marriage and Nathan Orlando Kidn. This tragic case underscores the profound impact of violent crime and the dedication of law enforcement in responding to such harrowing incidents. The community grieves for Taylor Jenny Marriage, while authorities persist in their efforts to provide clarity and understanding regarding the complex and heartbreaking events of that day on Interstate 85. The morning of May 24, 2024, which began like any other day for many travelers on Interstate 85 in South Carolina. No one could foresee the horrific sequence of events that would soon unfold, forever impacting the lives involved and leaving a community in shock. On that fateful day, Nathan Orlando Kidn, 38, initiated a terrifying ordeal. He forcibly abducted 24-year-old Taylor Jenny Marriage at gunpoint, thrusting her into a blue Subaru Impreza. Within the confines of this moving vehicle, Kidn heartlessly shot Marriage, ending her life. Following this brutal act, he then turned the gun on himself, committing suicide and bringing the violent episode to a tragic close. Authorities swiftly responded to the scene, discovering both Taylor Jenny Marriage and Nathan Orlando Kidn deceased from gunshot wounds inside the Subaru. The immediate findings pointed clearly to a murder-suicide, prompting an urgent and comprehensive investigation by the Malden Police Department to understand the full scope of the tragedy. The Malden Police Department immediately took charge of the complex investigation. Their initial priority involved securing the crime scene and preserving all available evidence to ensure a thorough and accurate reconstruction of the events. Detectives began the meticulous process of documenting every detail. Crucial evidence emerged that quickly confirmed the kidnapping. Surveillance footage played a pivotal role, visually capturing the moment Nathan Orlando Kidn abducted Taylor Jenny Marriage at gunpoint. This irrefutable video proof provided investigators with a clear starting point for their timeline.
In Anderson County, we now know the name of one of the victims who died in what authorities say appears to be a murder-suicide. It happened this afternoon on Interstate 85 near River Road and the Piedmont exit. Investigators say 2 people were shot and were confirmed dead. We're told it all started in Malden when 24-year-old Taylor Marriage was kidnapped by an armed suspect. Deputies say the suspect drove the car onto I-85 and shot Marriage. The suspect kept driving before stopping the car near the Piedmont exit. Investigators say that's when he turned the gun on himself. Marriage later died at the hospital. Authorities say it seems the 2 knew each other. The coroner has not released the name of the suspect.
Investigators meticulously analyzed the scene within the Subaru, collecting forensic evidence that illuminated the sequence of events. They examined ballistics, positioning, and other critical details to understand the dynamics of the shootings. Every piece of evidence contributed to building a comprehensive picture of the crime. Detectives also began delving into the backgrounds of both individuals. They sought to determine if any pre-existing relationship existed between Taylor Jenny Marriage and Nathan Orlando Kidn, or if the abduction occurred randomly. Understanding their connection, or lack thereof, became a crucial element of the investigation. The Malden Police Department's commitment to the case remains unwavering. They continue to process all information, interview potential witnesses, and follow every lead to ensure they fully understand the motives and circumstances that led to such a devastating outcome on Interstate 85. This tragic event serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of violence and its profound impact on individuals and communities. The sudden loss of Taylor Jenny Marriage's life in such a brutal manner underscores the importance of vigilance and the critical role of law enforcement in responding to violent crimes. The Malden Police Department persists in its efforts to provide answers and closure to the families affected by this horrific incident. Their dedicated work ensures that the full story of what transpired on that May Day comes to light, honoring the memory of Taylor-Jenny marriage and providing clarity where tragedy once dominated. Soon after the horrific event, authorities responded to disturbing reports on the highway. They discovered a blue Subaru Impreza, its presence signaling something amiss. Inside the vehicle, responders found two individuals, both deceased from gunshot wounds. This grim discovery immediately escalated the situation from a routine call to a major crime scene, prompting a rapid mobilization of law enforcement. Within the confines of the Subaru, the chilling truth emerged. Nathan Orlando Curitin, 38, had forcibly abducted 24-year-old Taylor-Jenny marriage at gunpoint. This terrifying act transpired on the interstate, trapping marriage inside the vehicle. Curitin then mercilessly shot marriage, ending her life. Following this brutal murder, he turned the gun on himself, committing suicide and bringing the violent encounter to a tragic and definitive end. The Malden Police Department swiftly assumed command of the investigation. Their immediate priority involved meticulously securing the scene to prevent any contamination of crucial evidence. Detectives began a methodical process of documenting the vehicle's interior, the positions of the victims, and any other pertinent details. Investigators quickly sought out and analyzed any available surveillance footage from along Interstate 85. They identified critical video evidence that unequivocally captured the moment Nathan Orlando Curitin abducted Taylor-Jenny marriage. This crucial visual proof solidified the initial timeline and confirmed the nature of the event as a kidnapping. Forensic teams processed the Subaru with exacting precision. They collected ballistic evidence, DNA samples, and fingerprints, all vital components in reconstructing the exact sequence of events inside the vehicle. Every piece of material contributed to painting a clearer picture of the violent acts that transpired. Detectives also initiated inquiries into the backgrounds of both Taylor-Jenny marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin. They diligently sought to establish if a prior relationship existed between the two individuals or if Curitin chose marriage randomly. Understanding their connection, or lack thereof, became a pivotal aspect of the ongoing investigation. The Malden Police Department continues their exhaustive investigation, even as the anniversary of the tragedy approaches. They review all collected evidence, follow up on every lead, and conduct further interviews to piece together the full narrative surrounding this devastating murder-suicide. This harrowing incident serves as a powerful reminder of the sudden and tragic consequences of violent acts. The senseless loss of Taylor-Jenny marriage's life deeply affected those aware of the case, highlighting the profound impact of such crimes on individuals and the broader community. The Malden Police Department remains dedicated to achieving complete clarity regarding the events of that day. Their persistent efforts aim to provide answers for the families involved and to ensure that all facts surrounding the deaths of Taylor-Jenny marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin are thoroughly documented and understood. The horrifying truth of the incident soon became clear. Nathan Orlando Curitin, 38, forcibly abducted 24-year-old Taylor-Jenny marriage at gunpoint. This terrifying act transpired on Interstate 85, trapping marriage inside a blue Subaru Impreza. Curitin then mercilessly shot marriage, ending her life. Following this brutal murder, he turned the gun on himself, committing suicide and bringing the violent encounter to a tragic and definitive end. Key video evidence quickly emerged, providing crucial confirmation of the abduction. Surveillance footage from along the interstate captured the chilling moments Nathan Orlando Curitin forced Taylor-Jenny marriage into the vehicle. This visual corroboration provided investigators with irrefutable proof of the kidnapping. Forensic specialists meticulously processed the interior of the Subaru. They collected ballistic evidence, DNA samples, and fingerprints, crucial elements for reconstructing the precise sequence of events. Each piece of evidence helped investigators paint a clearer picture of the violent acts that occurred within the vehicle. Detectives initiated a deep dive into the backgrounds of both Taylor-Jenny marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin. They sought to determine if any prior relationship existed between them or if Curitin chose marriage randomly. Understanding their connection, or lack thereof, formed a critical component of the ongoing investigation into the motive. The Malden Police Department continues its exhaustive investigation, diligently pursuing all leads. They review every piece of evidence, conduct follow-up interviews, and analyze data to piece together the complete narrative surrounding this devastating murder-suicide. Their commitment to the case remains steadfast. This tragic event serves as a stark reminder of the profound and far-reaching consequences of violent crime. The senseless loss of Taylor Jenilee Marriage's life in such a brutal manner deeply impacted those who learned of the case, emphasizing the importance of vigilance and swift action in the face of such horrors. The Malden Police Department remains dedicated to achieving full clarity regarding the events of that devastating day. Their persistent efforts aim to provide answers for the grieving families and ensure that all facts surrounding the deaths of Taylor Jenilee Marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin are thoroughly documented and understood. The horrifying sequence of events became clear. Nathan Orlando Curitin, 38, forcibly abducted 24-year-old Taylor Jenilee Marriage at gunpoint. This terrifying act transpired directly on Interstate 85, trapping Marriage inside a blue Subaru Impreza. Curitin then mercilessly shot Marriage, ending her life. Following this brutal murder, he turned the gun on himself, committing suicide and bringing the violent encounter to a tragic and definitive end. Forensic specialists meticulously processed the interior of the Subaru. They diligently collected ballistic evidence, DNA samples, and fingerprints, all vital components for reconstructing the precise sequence of events. Each piece of physical evidence contributed significantly to painting a clearer picture of the violent acts that occurred within the confines of the vehicle. Detectives also initiated a deep dive into the backgrounds of both Taylor Jenilee Marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin. They diligently sought to determine if any prior relationship existed between the two individuals, or if Curitin chose Marriage randomly. Understanding their connection, or lack thereof, formed a critical component of the ongoing investigation into the motive behind the tragedy. The Malden Police Department continues its exhaustive investigation. They meticulously review all collected evidence, conduct follow-up interviews, and analyze data to piece together the complete narrative surrounding this devastating murder-suicide. Their commitment to the case remains unwavering. This tragic event serves as a powerful reminder of the profound and far-reaching consequences of violent crime. The senseless loss of Taylor Jenilee Marriage's life in such a brutal manner deeply impacted those who learned of the case, emphasizing the importance of vigilance and swift action in the face of such horrors. The Malden Police Department remains dedicated to achieving full clarity regarding the events of that devastating day. Their persistent efforts aim to provide answers for the grieving families and ensure that all facts surrounding the deaths of Taylor Jenilee Marriage and Nathan Orlando Curitin are thoroughly documented and understood, seeking justice where tragedy once prevailed. If this story has moved you, please hit the like button and share it to raise awareness about violence. Your comments help others find this important content. Subscribe for more true crime stories that educate and potentially save lives. What warning signs do you think are most commonly missed? Let me know in the comment.